Hello, hi, and welcome to another episode of Gully Cricket to Bouncy Wicket podcast. I'm your host, Srinivas.
Hi, this is Manoj.
After we have started our podcast, I was never more excited than today to record an episode, Manoj. India, in their 89 years of playing Test cricket, they have just won two Test matches before yesterday at Lords. And what an incredible Test match we all have witnessed. And we have recently witnessed, we all know, like Sydney Test match, Gaba Test match, and I think this match is not far from those Test matches. And I think India is going to take a lot of confidence going forward in this series. Manoj, has the win sunk in yet for you?
Not really. This will go down as one of the best overseas victory India has ever had. I mean, winning a in Lords in itself is a great achievement, and that too at the end of fourth day we were not in a position to win. Not many of us would have imagined that we would go on and win the match. So from the position where we were in to win this test match is just amazing, and will go down as one of the best test matches that we've witnessed across. Yeah.
Definitely, Manoj. I don't know about you, but I think yesterday match got over around 11:15, and I could not sleep for more than an hour after that because like I was too
Yeah.
excited and my adrenal rush was so high that I could not, really go back and sleep. I was watching post-match presentation, just scrolling through Twitter, and it's amazing. I mean, winning a test match, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know why, but a T20 game or a one-day game will never give so much of adrenaline rush because probably test match is always played over 5 days, and then I mean the match going till last hour, or I would say last half an hour, it was incredible.
That's the beauty of test match, the kind of thrill that gives you. That's why they, put a high, they regard test cricket as the ultimate, ultimate test of your patience, your character, your physical skills. And on top of it, the kind of thrill that it gives you is amazing. And yeah, that's why we have to play more test matches, and we have to, safeguard this great format.
I think there is a lot to talk about, Manoj. So let's go one by one. So let's look at squads directly because there is no point discussing about toss when Virat Kohli is kept. Let's straight away go to uh, team selection. So England has done three changes. They brought in Hasib Hamid for Jack Crawley. They got Moeen Ali for Dan Lawrence and Mark Wood in place of injured Stuart Broad. And India, on the other hand, made only one change. Shardul Thakur was injured and Ishant has come in. And unfortunately, we haven't got the chance to see Ashwin yet in this series. So, your thoughts on team selection by both the teams, Manoj?
Well, when it comes to England, I was not sure why Jack Crawley was replaced. I mean, he didn't have a great test match, but I think they were keen to try out Hasib Mead, in that number three position, and also Moeen Ali gives you those. He's very good as a bowler, and off late he's really developed his batting skills, and maybe that's why they picked him. And when it comes to India, I really thought they will bring in Ashwin, maybe in place of Shardul Thakur. But I think it makes sense because the pitch was, it didn't offer much to the spinners. And yeah, at the end of it, if you look at it in hindsight, it's a great selection. I mean, all pacers contributed, and amazing. No
Uh, uh,
complaints.
and I think being a fan of Ashwin myself, I'm sad that Ashwin didn't get a chance to play. But as a whole, if I see the overall team combination, I'm sure it's tough for team management as well to leave out Ashwin, right? Because if they play Ashwin in place of Jadeja, batting will further weaken, right? Because already we are playing with four bowlers and
Sure.
it's already weak. That compromise they are doing, but that is must again, right? Seeing the pitch of that kind, it's must that India should have four good fast bowlers, if not three and an all-rounder. So it must
Absolutely.
be tough, and I'm sure Ashwin will come back with a bang in this series itself, but I think he has to wait for some more time. Let's see when we review the Headingley test match at the end of this episode. But
Yep.
for now, let's see how the first innings has panned out. Again, India has been put to bat. Of course, both the captains said we'd have loved to bowl first. Virat also said that, but India has been put to bat, and Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul has put an opening partnership of 126 runs. And I think that itself, losing toss and coming to bat and putting 126 in an overseas test match, it's incredible, right? Your thoughts on batting by Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul?
Yeah, I mean, if you have to succeed overseas, opening is very important. I mean, they lay the foundation. So they did the same in the second test. Rohit was at his best. I mean, he showed us glimpses of what he can do. I mean, I see him as a transformed cricketer now. I mean, how we always see flowing, Rohit with all his shots, but he was more restrained in the second test. He was seeing off the ball, and when there was a loose ball, he pounced on it. So amazing innings both by Rohit and Rahul. It's sad to see that Rohit didn't get his 100, but as soon as Rohit got out, I think KL Rahul took on that, took from him, and he went on to make a great 100. So amazing, both of these
I,
openers.
Definitely, I think Rahul at one end was just getting stuck at one end, right? He was not getting runs in a free flow, but on the other hand, Rohit was looking very good. And then, obviously, a lot of Rohit fans were expecting his first overseas 100, but I would say this 83 is nothing less than 100 on any other ground
Absolutely
or any other situation,
agree.
given the situation, definitely. And I'm
Yep.
sure. Definitely Rohit Sharma would get 100 in this series, because in the next few matches where we are going to play are also kind of batting pitches, and I'm sure he'll get a chance. But once Rohit
Yep.
got out, or before he got out, just probably I think KL Rahul got a six of Moeen Ali. After that, he really
Yep.
took off from there, and then uh, again Pujara came in and perished very quickly. And I don't know when he's going to come out of those, small batting technique issues. Again, Virat and KL Rahul looked really good. They have put another 117 runs partnership, and I think that was really amazing. I think, uh, but again, I don't know, the way Virat Kohli is getting out is really upsetting. Of course, second innings was much worse, but we are going to talk about it in a bit. Here, at least he got some runs to, bring some kind of confidence, right? 40 is a not bad score at all. Much better than definitely 10 or 15 runs, right? Your
Yep.
thoughts on partnership between Virat Kohli and KL Rahul?
Yeah, it was a important one, I would say, in the context of the match. I mean, if if Kohli had got out early, it would have opened up gates. We're not sure how Rahane would have played coming in early. I think the thing with Kohli is he's doing all the hard work and giving away his wicket. He's poking outside off. That is something that you can't do in England. Just one nick and it's all over for you. So I think he has to work on that. He has to restrain himself and not playing outside off. So important partnership in the context of the game. Yeah,
I think,
those are
Manoj,
my thoughts.
what surprises me is even Pujara, Virat Kohli, Rahane are on their third tour to England, and every time they visit, they play 4 or 5 test matches, and still they are struggling. Is what surprises me many times. But again, Test cricket, I mean, England bowling is really good, so I think we'll have to give a pass there. But again, at the end of day one, India looked to score probably what, 450. We were all expecting they'll end up with
Right.
450 or 500 they'll go, because just before end of day's play, Virat Kohli got out, Rahane came in, he played few balls, and then KL Rahul was looking really good. But again, as it happened many times in this test match, immediately after a break or before break, there will be wickets. Be it lunch break, be it tea break, be it end of the day and new day. I think KL Rahul and Rahane got out quickly. Again, Rishabh Pant and Jadeja got a decent partnership of 49
Yep.
runs, and then its gates opened again. So
True.
India ended up with 364. Definitely, they would have allowed another 50 or 100 runs. We all would have allowed that, but again, it is what it was. with the opening stand of 126 in a versus test match, definitely you would expect more runs. But I think, like I said, it is what it is, and we have to appreciate. I don't know how many times we are going to do that, but Jimmy Anderson taking 5 wicket haul again, it lots incredible.
I mean, I have no words to the kind of skills that he possesses, and time and again he's proven. And he is, even at the age of 39, he's England's go-to bowler. You need a wicket, give it to Jimmy. So that's the kind of impact he has had over the years for England, and he continues to do so. Just amazing. Hats off to him.
Definitely, Manoj. And just to add to the credit to KL Rahul, he is now joined more, I think, with 4 centuries, 4 overseas centuries. He is now at second place with Virendra Sehwag, and only Sunil Gavaskar has got more centuries than him in the as an opener in Tests outside Asia. I think it's
Wow.
amazing, right? Because even you can see how long Virendra Sehwag has played and how well
Right.
he has played, and he got just 4 centuries. KL
Hmm.
Rahul getting four already in this very early part of his career is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, he tends to get his hundreds outside Asia, which is very something that we can make use of. He seems to do well outside, overseas. So maybe he could be a specialist for the overseas conditions. You can look at him like that. I mean, I would love to see him do well in subcontinent as well. But yeah, he also seems to have affinity for England, isn't it? He's doing well in England, just like Raoul Dravid. I remember Raoul loves to play in England. Yeah, it seems to be
So
something similar.
I think the name
The
Rahul,
name,
Karnataka and England has
yeah,
some you know uh,
connection, I would say.
connection. I don't know. So
Yeah, yeah,
let's look at England's first innings, Manoj. I mean, it's more like a copy paste template from the previous match, right? You'll have your root
absolutely.
get you'll have your root, struck at one end, and complete innings will be built around him, right? So everyone will come, and then they'll put some 60-70 partnership, and then they'll get out. Root will keep playing at one end. See the partnership chart. uh, Rory Burns and Joe Root has 85 runs partnership. And
Right.
then Joe Root and Bairstow has got 121 runs partnership. Joe Root and Butler has got 54. Joe Root and Moeen Ali has got 58. Just four incredible partnerships. But if you look at the scorecard, it's all Joe Root 180 runs, and just everyone really played around Joe Root. I really like the way of their innings build up, and I really felt India would have done that definitely around Rahul. They would have built an innings, but which
Sure.
haven't happened. But your thoughts on Joe Root's innings?
I think he's in his form of his life. I mean, back-to-back hundreds. He's playing that sheet anchor role in this. I mean, apart from he's done the bulk of the scoring. If you look at the scorecard, apart from Johnny Bairstow, there's no other one who's got 50. So you can see how well he's playing, and how he's a class apart in terms of handling the moving ball, playing the ball late. So this is something that Indians can learn from, and amazing innings. Hope
I
hope
think look at the form that he is in. In as an England captain, he has got most hundreds in a single calendar year already, and he is yet to play Ashes and 3 more Test matches this year.
wow,
Right? He
wow.
has got 5 Test
Yeah.
hundreds so far in 2021. So, uh, and he has got 38 centuries across formats, and he's joined most with Cook for hundreds for England. I think incredible. And not only that, he has reached his 9,000 test runs, and he is just 30 years old, and he is captain of England. It's incredible. Again, I think he's youngest. If you look at youngest at the time of reaching 9,000
Hmm.
runs, just Alistair Cook is just few days above him, and he got it quicker than Sachin Tendulkar and Ricky Ponting. It's incredible. I think no words to describe Root.
Yeah, one of the finest cricketers, and yeah, I mean, such a young age, making that amount of runs speaks volumes about the man. I mean, um, he's just a perfectionist, and hope he goes on and you know uh, becomes the legends of the game.
Without a doubt, Manoj. I think over the years, if you see earlier, Root used to have an issue of converting those 50s and 70s to hundreds. Now, I think he clearly understood how to convert that, and we are seeing the results. Coming back to England's innings, at one stage, at least at the beginning of the England batting, obviously India putting 360 odd runs on the board, we would think, okay, India should get at least like what, maybe 50, 100 runs, and then slowly those hopes got diminished, and then the way Root has played and taken away the match from India, and England ended up with 391, and India with a lead of, England ended up with a lead of 27 runs, right? I think that was really
Yep.
shocking. And just looking at India's bowling, I think Jasprit Bumrah, I don't know what happened. He bowled incredibly well in the first test match. Coming back to this innings, he haven't got a wicket, and he has bowled 13 no balls. We spoke time and again regarding this Bumrah snowballs. I don't know what's happening. He bowled in the second innings of the test match as well, but with much better control. But still bowling 13 no balls in a test match, I think is really a big blunder.
Yeah, I mean it's a sin, especially in Test cricket if you're bowling no balls. But I'm not really sure what was the case with Bumrah. I think if you look at the bowling card, Siraj is the pick of the bowlers. He's matured, isn't he? I mean, I'm really
Uh,
impressed with Siraj
Definitely, I
with how
think.
he's bowling.
Well,
Yeah, with every game he's growing in confidence. He knows what he's doing. So a very good prospect for India in the years to come.
definitely, I think he would have got that last wicket as well. Again, he got 4 wickets, and England were 9 wickets down. He was coming to bowling. There was a hope that he'll get 5 wickets. 5 wickets at Lords on day. First time playing in Lords is obviously a big thing. He would have loved getting that wicket, but again, it's unfortunate that he haven't got the 5 wicket haul. But again, 4 wickets is obviously not bad, especially when bowlers like Bumrah is struggling on the other hand.
Yep,
Siraj
yep.
getting 4 wickets is obviously not bad.
Yeah, I mean, some of the other bowler has to step up, and this in this case, Siraj stepped up. I mean, Nishant wasn't bad at all. Now, not having played the first Test match, he joined the party, and I think he also bowled really well. Shami was, I think, I mean, not at his best in the first innings, but he made up. Made up that performance with a brilliant 50, right? How can one
So
forget that 50?
I
We'll
think,
talk about it in a bit, but
yeah, I think
overall, I would say Siraj was the
uh,
pick.
I think before we move on to India's second innings, we should talk about those bouncers from Bumrah to Anderson, right? Because Manoj, I just want to know your opinion, because India haven't bowled a complete spell of bouncers to Anderson in the first place, right? It's not that India has
Sure,
bowled
sure.
complete 10 overs and intimidated him and bowled continuously the body line. It's nothing like that. Bumrah had, I think, bowled 4 bouncers, 5 bouncers. For that, the way the crowd has reacted or England team has reacted, I would say the complete test match scenario or the relationship between players completely changed from that point. At the same time, I don't think really it was necessary at that point of time for England to react that way. Your thoughts on that?
I think we are being, I mean, the crowd, or if someone says too many bounces, we're really harsh. We're being really harsh on Bumrah. Like you said, it was not body line or targeting something. These are pretty usual in Test cricket. I think, yeah, I would say, we are being very harsh if we say that he's bowled too many bounces. I mean, I would say, in the hindsight, it's a blessing in disguise, right? The whole complexion of the match changed from that. Kohli and a lot of other players have reacted saying what happened on the field really, pumped us and made us win the
Yeah,
match.
it
So
it,
I would,
it, it it worked as an advantage for India at
yeah,
the end of the
exactly,
day.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So India started the second innings with a deficit of 27 runs, and obviously India will have high hopes on their openers, right? Because what they have done in the first innings, and KL was in good nick in the first Test match as well. But by the time India reached 27 runs, they have lost 2 wickets already. I mean, it's I don't know. At this point, probably this is one of the lowest points for India in the Test match, if you ask me, because again, losing 2 wickets already when you are at that score and 2 days left, especially for the game, right? India has got
Right.
2 full days. One day, even if India bat, I think there will be one day left for England to, finish that score. From that stage, I think again, there was a time where Virat Kohli has to perform. I was really upset in the second innings with Virat Kohli because Cheteshwar Pujara and Virat Kohli were batting, and it was a time where both of them has a point to prove. Right, Virat of course got a 40 in the first innings, but again, it's been quite some time that Virat got good amount of runs or a century for that matter. Even if not century, even a 70, 80 would have made a lot of difference to this side. So your thoughts on how Virat Kohli got out and how the innings went thereafter?
I mean, we got off to a bad start. I mean, these things happen. You can't expect every single game to, for the openers to do well. But it's up to your number 3 and 4, number 3, 4, 5, and to stabilize, read the game, read the situation. But unfortunately, Kohli hasn't done that again. I mean, it's high time that he performs now, because there are a lot of questions being asked about Kohli as well, not just Pujara and Rahane. It was perfect that it was time that Rahane and Pujara came good. It was a good thing that they came good in a crucial game. Pujara, the way Pujara got out was something unplayable. That ball was gem
I
of a
think
ball. Yeah,
any batsman in any kind of form would have got out for that ball
got out
100
to
out
that.
of 100 times, right?
Absolutely. There was nothing that you could do. But Rahane, most weighted 50. He's found some form. We can all be happy for him. Yeah, I mean, he's also. I would say Kohli also is under scrutiny. It's high time that he performs now. I would say.
Definitely, I think with this 100-run partnership between Pujara and Rahane, now onus is on Kohli to deliver, right? Especially when
Absolutely.
your captain on the other end, Joe Root,
Yeah.
is hitting centuries after centuries, and then it's high time that Virat Kohli really comes up. I think he was really looking good. I don't say he was in kind of batting zone where he was in 2014, where he was
True.
completely dominated by England bowlers. He was not in that zone. At the same time, he was not in 2018 zone where whoever bowls whatever they bowl, he is going to come up. So I think slowly he's going to find his way, and like you mentioned, we hope we'll see the best of Virat Kohli in the third test. I think again with those 100 runs partnership, I think Pujara and Rahane are going to definitely keep their place in the third test, right?
Yeah, safe for the next 3 tests.
Yeah, at least one or two tests we would say, if not
Yeah,
for the last test, or so at least for now they are safe for the third test. So again, at the end of
agree.
probably day 4, India were at what 180 runs, and they were about 150 something some runs lead.
Yep.
And yeah, and I think at that stage Rishabh Pant and Jadeja were batting, and it really looked difficult for India from that stage, right? Because everyone was expecting India to score what 230 runs of lead. The everyone was telling that was the competitive lead, and I think at the end of the day, Jadeja got out, right? Jadeja was not playing. I think
No,
only
he was
yeah,
already
yeah,
gone.
yeah. I was mistaken. Yeah, he was gone, and I think Ishant and Pant
Rishabh
were batting.
were in the crease. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So with lot of excitement, day 5 has started. So Manoj, your take on how game went there on?
I mean, see, the chances at the end of day 4 were very bleak for India to win the match. So I wasn't expecting much from Rishabh. I mean, he's a hit and miss sort of a cricketer, and a lot of people were saying, Rishabh will save the match for us or something. But for me, I didn't really expect much from Rishabh. He got out early. He and then what happened after that? What? I mean, nobody would have expected it. Shami to
Incredible
go on,
scenes.
incredible, to go on and score that 50, and Bumrah, the resilience that he showed, uh, just amazing. Hats off to these. I mean, the long problem that we had of tail not wagging. I think we've addressed it once and for all.
Definitely,
uh,
I think India's
yeah,
tail is wagging second time in second test match, right? I mean,
yeah,
in one innings.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. Hardly we just want the tail to wag probably 2 or 3 times in the whole series, but second time
Yeah,
they are doing in. I mean, in the second chance that they have got. And I think the kind of battle that crowd has created, or the England players has created, definitely helped India in this case, right? Bumrah, I think hardly we'll see Bumrah losing the cool, but
L-
he really looked charged up. And
yeah,
Shami, on the other hand, was hitting those cover drives, they're leaning forward. I think, I don't know, I mean, all of a sudden he looked like a different Shami.
absolutely. I mean, all textbook shots. I mean, there were some slogs as well. on, but I would say, I mean, at one point England looked so frustrated. They started, chirping, sledging. They tried all they could, but the resilience that they showed was amazing.
At
Um,
some at
yeah,
one point I was feeling that they were only practicing for Ashes test match with Australia, with how to sledge players and all, because I think it was quite unnecessary.
yep, yeah, yeah.
I, I I think Joe Root as well has received a lot of flack from media for kind of tactics that he used against Shami and Bumrah, because after a point the field went so defensive and there were no, I mean, hardly any slips
No
or
catching man. Yep,
yeah,
yep.
catching man around silly point, forward shot, like there was no one, like everyone was fielding at boundary as if they were doing for openers. I think he received a lot of flag there. And it's not a it's not only that, at the same time, whatever the field set is, whatever the bowling is, the the batsmen there being bowlers, they should be able to utilize that opportunity as well, right? I mean, the way
Absolutely.
Bumrah and Shami has played, amazing. I think if not for declaration, they look like they were going for another. Both of them look like they were going for 100.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. I really thought once Pant got out, we would hardly get 20 runs, and then it was England's game. But these two batters, I mean, I'm calling them batters now. They batted till lunch, and then it's a good tactic that he didn't declare just before lunch. He made them play a couple of overs. They may they kept the England team thinking. They were not really sure when the declaration would come. Suddenly, middle of the over, 2 overs, he called for the declaration, and then suddenly you had to go pad up and then
Yeah,
start
that,
batting.
that
That was
I
the
don't
whole idea, I
know.
guess.
I don't know the real intention behind doing that, but I think it was really frustrating, and India got the result out of it as well, right?
Yeah,
Their
yeah,
openers
it
got
worked out
rattled and
really
they
well.
got out quickly. I mean, it's
Yeah,
again, just before the lunch break, me and Raja were discussing on the WhatsApp group, saying,
yeah,
really, if India want to frustrate England, they should not declare now, and they should come back after lunch, play 2 hours, and then they should declare. We were just speaking on a
correct.
lighter note. We were never expecting India to do that. Again, from what experts have been telling, and from what Virat Kohli has said in the post-match presentation, they just wanted to give 60 overs for England, not more than that or not less than that kind of thing. And for that to happen, India had to come back for the batting post lunch, and then they have to play 2 hours or so, and then for the change of innings, definitely another 2 hours will be consumed there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
England will be getting around 60-61 overs, I think. But I think as a batsman, definitely it is tough, right? You are just coming from the break, coming in again, and then hardly you will get time to go back, change in, pad up, and then come again. While on the other hand, India will be fully prepared to do that, right?
It's a great tactic that worked for us, especially when you get very less time. And also the fourth inning pressure, and to I think I'm not really sure with what mindset England came onto bat, whether they wanted to. I mean, win was obviously. Was out of the equation, I
Out
believe.
of the equation.
270 out of the equation with just I think 2 sessions left. To score 270 was a great feat. But they came in thinking that they would play out, block, and then probably draw the match. I mean, they should have played with a lot more positive intent. I would say. And yeah, like you said, this tactic really worked for us.
I think before we
This
move on to
declaration.
England's innings, I mean, there is a very good stat that has been given by ClickBuzz. Mohammad Shami and Bumrah, this is now has, I mean, both of them have now the highest ninth wicket partnership for India in England. And
Wow.
previous highest was only 66. I mean, between Kapil Dev and Madan Lal in 1982. I mean, that was like what, 30 years now.
Third,
I mean,
third, absolutely.
40 years now. So
44.
sorry. Yeah, it was close to 40 years now. And I think Another stat is India's 9, 10, and 11 in 2018 England tour of the complete tour. Their 9, 10, and 11 has got 74 runs. And in this innings alone, Shami and Bumrah has got 89 runs.
Wow.
I think
Wow.
it's incredible. So now,
Yeah.
obviously, so moving on to England second innings, it's obvious that England going for a win was very uncertain, right? They only have to defend their fort. I mean,
Sure.
target of
Sure.
272 with 60 overs left, which is more than four required run rate. I think it was definitely impossible. I'm not sure with what kind of mindset England team has come, but I think India, the momentum was completely with India without a doubt, and we have seen that both the openers getting out for a duck. So your thoughts on how England's batting panned out?
Like I said, they should have come out with a lot more positive intent. I think play the bad balls. But I just feel if you look at I mean, full credit to India, the way they bowled. They kept on the pressure. They bowled around that off stump. They made them play. So full credit to India, I would say. Those are all the wickets that they've got. Those all were great balls. They were not just some down the leg ball which the batsman nicked, and then so I would say batting wise they should have done better. They should have come out with a positive intent. Uh, I mean, most of the dismissals were top class. So full credit to India.
I think at one point again, Joe Root was looking dangerous because he was slowly trying to get runs at the other end, and then I mean, at one point I thought this is going for a draw because unless we got Joe Root there, I know this innings is not going to end because that's what he has been doing for the past three innings in this series. So finally, India got Joe Root. At one point, I think Rohit dropped Hasib, and then Hasib got out quickly, so he was
Yes.
relaxed. And after some point, again Virat dropped Butler, and again Butler was looking dangerous, and he was batting till the end. And everyone I've seen, obviously, people on Twitter are quick to react, so everyone was telling if India is going to lose this test match or England is going to draw the test match, it is because of Virat Kohli only. He has dropped Butler. I think he would have been I don't know, much happier when Butler got out than anyone else in the innings. And I mean, once that Robinson and Butler got out, I think it was definitely India's game. It was only a matter of maybe 2 3 overs here and there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the way Bumrah bowled, I was very impressed. If you look at Butler and Robinson, they were really playing well, and I thought they will block out I think they were 18, 19 odd overs, and then Bumrah came round the wicket and bowled a slower one, which got Robinson out. Amazing. Uh,
Wonderful ball that was.
yeah, I mean that for me was I think one of the turning points because Robinson was playing well. He was taking the singles, and he was rotating strike. But yeah, after that, once Butler got out, India was all over England. I mean, you could sense the victory. It was this. I mean, a great bit of bowling from Siraj as well to finish off things. So all in all, supreme effort from India to win the test
I
match.
think there were incredible scenes all over the ground because there was quite a good crowd support as well for India on the final day. So I think it's amazing win, and India will cherish this for a long time. Even they have won
Absolutely.
in 2014 as well. Even Virat mentioned during post match presentation that they won in 2014 as well. But that innings was more or like it's a when the match reached the final innings, it more or less like an India's game. From the day four itself, we know that India is more or less going to win. But this match just went. I mean, went till last half an hour. It's incredible.
I mean, you could see a lot of our players in that 11 tweeted as well. I think they are really pumped up. They have their tail high now. So I think it gives a great momentum going into the series. And this will hurt England a lot. I mean, losing a game in Lords is not something easy that England can take. Yeah,
After winning the toss.
yeah, yeah. After winning the toss, so they will look for a revenge, but we are equally up to the task, I think.
Definitely. I think what England will look and try to take confidence is from 2014 tour, because
Right.
fortunately or unfortunately,
We,
2014 tour, first
they
test
were
match
also,
happened at Trent Bridge, second test match happened at Lords, first test match was drawn, second test match India won. So
yeah,
after that,
we 1
England
nil, right?
really, yeah, no, it was I think 3-1.
Yeah,
2014
I
tour
mean, at
was
the end of
3-1.
Lord's Test, we were one
Yeah,
up, I
yeah,
think,
yeah.
right?
At the end of second test match, the score line is 1-0, which where we are in similar situation. They are definitely going to look back and try to get some confidence from there
Definitely.
on. But I think India is, what do you say? I mean, this team is good enough to really, shrug off those things and go forward.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm really missing the services of Jofra Archer and Ben Stokes. They would have made a huge difference, right?
I think,
He would
sorry to interrupt. So I think even Sam Curran made a huge difference in last tour of
last time
18.
around.
Yeah, but fortunately for India, he got a king pair. He got duck on both the
Yes,
innings on the
both the
first ball.
innings.
Yeah,
Sure.
otherwise
Yeah.
he would have made a huge difference there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, completely agree. Uh, s-
So Manoj, let's look a bit at what we have in offer for the next test match. I think they have a gap of around what 8-9 days
eight
for the
days.
next test match,
Yep.
and
Yep. Right.
they'll have a good time to rest and relax and come back with a good mindset. Obviously, the win will have coming from the win. Definitely, India will be having the momentum. But
Sure.
let's look at where they are playing and when. So third test
Yep.
match is being played at Headingley, Leeds. So last time India played in Headingley was in 2002, and India won the
Hmm.
match by an innings and 46 runs. So Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, and Saurav Ganguly, all three of them got centuries, and it was an amazing match. India, I mean, probably for those who want to see Ashwin, would love to hear this. India played only three pacers and two spinners in the test match, and spinners took 11 wickets out of 20 England wickets in that test match.
Okay. Okay.
So that is one thing. I think before 2002, India played at Headingley in 1986, and India won the test match by 279 runs. Again, 2002 was a series where the test series was drawn, and 1986 was a series where India had won. So if India is playing at Headingley, looking at these possibilities, India should not lose this series. At least seeing what happened last two times, and in general, it's a high scoring ground. Or I would say it's more or less similar to Lords, where it was a good scoring ground. At the same time, one thing that we have to be aware is high scores are being chased here in the last innings, fourth innings.
Oh,
I think if you remember Headingley Test, obviously everyone will remember from the last Ashes, right, where
right.
Ben Stokes has scored that unbeaten 135 and went on
Hmm.
to win the Test match from the last WTC cycle. And before that, in 2017 as well, West Indies chased a target of 322 in the fourth innings. So teams will be aware of this, obviously, and
Sure.
so yeah, considering the batting pitch, I don't know. I mean, what do you think of chances for Ashwin there?
I mean, it all depends on the pitch there, the conditions there. Going by, I mean, historically, like you said, we have done well. It will be interesting to see if there is any assistance to the spinners. Will they still retain the same four fast bowlers and
Uh,
spinner in Jadeja, or will they drop? Now it's tough to drop anyone, right? I mean, if they want to drop anyone,
Definitely.
they have to drop Ishant because
Yeah.
he's the one who's. So I would say it will be very interesting if it
In
offers
term
some assist. Yeah,
in terms of bowling, seeing this match performance, they would have rested Shami, but he has got
yeah.
50. So again, it's difficult to pick a playing 11 for the next test match as well. But
Right,
somehow,
right.
I think I see. Let's see the option for Ashwin to come back into the team. Right, in this match, there were four fast bowlers, and none of them could bat. So Shardul has to come in if Ashwin has to come in. I think both of them can come in together only. I don't think they can come in separately. Or Shardul can still come in with Jadeja playing. But I would say rest Jadeja, bring in Ashwin. Out of the
Yep.
four fast bowlers, rest one or two, because you have
Sure.
Umesh also, I mean, haven't played so far in this series, and we have three more test matches. So probably India will try and change two out of the four fast bowlers, bringing in Shardul and maybe one more fast bowler, that change, it depends. They may or may not do. But rest Jadeja and bring in Ashwin. That's the only way I see
Sure,
for
sure.
Ashwin to come into this team.
I mean, the reason why Jadeja's picked ahead of Ashwin is his batting way better than Ashwin. So if you had addressed that batting issue, obviously Ashwin would have played. Now, going by what you're saying, it's a good option to rest Jadeja and bring in Ashwin so that he also gets some match time. And yeah, we will see how it goes. Fingers crossed,
And
Ashwin,
of
for all the Ashwin fans.
yeah, and
Let's
off
hope
late,
he plays the next game.
yeah, and of late, Ashwin is also in good batting form. It's not that he's getting, out for 10,
Yeah,
15 runs like he used to do in between, because we have seen 2 centuries from him, right,
right,
recently.
right,
So
right.
I'm sure Ashwin will find a way in the third test. That's my gut feeling. I don't know. Again, a lot depends on team combination, but I think it's high time that we get Ashwin into the team.
Do you think they will try out maybe Vihari as specialist batsman and maybe rest Rahane? Do you see that happening?
No, I don't think they will rest Rahane. Even if they want, maybe they will rest Jadeja and bring in Vihari.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
But I think just now Rahane has got some runs under his belt,
Right,
so
right,
it
right,
may
right.
be difficult for them to, rest Rahane now.
Even Mayank is waiting, on the
Yeah,
bench. So a lot of options if they really want to try out. I mean, if they win the series, then obviously the last test would be the most interesting.
yeah.
Uh, let's hope for the best.
Yeah, definitely. I think I heard Gavaskar mentioning about this. They have got 8 or 9 days of gap between the two test matches.
Sure,
They would
sure,
have
yeah.
definitely, requested England, and they would have organized the 3-day test match with some county team. That would have been amazing, right? Because
Yeah.
obviously,
Mm, mm,
going into the series, still some players are tentative, right? Not everyone is
mm,
confident. So they would have taken 2-3 days off. They would have, you know tried something in the nets, and then they would have come and played 3 days test match, and then again they will have 2-3 days of gap between that 3 days test match and the main test match. That would have been amazing, but I don't know. Again, when they got 8-9 days, they would have definitely looked for some 3 days game. That would have added advantage to the players who are especially not playing in the test
mm.
matches, right? Ashwin now
Yeah,
haven't bowled for
yeah,
quite some time, right?
yeah,
After
yeah.
WTC, he haven't bowled in a proper test match. I mean, there was one practice match in between. So I think Ashwin haven't played that one also. He played one county
No.
match. He went and
Yes.
played one county match.
Correct,
So
correct. That's right.
again, for Mayank, it would have been good batting session, and Bihari also, it would have been good batting practice. But I'm not sure what was thinking of BCCI here. So I think, yeah, let's hope India will win this series. And looking at England's team, I think this is the best chance for India to clinch the series, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think this is the best chance that we've got. We are one up in the series with the momentum going into the next game. Um, and yeah, I mean, most of our players are in form, be it bowlers, be it batsmen. Yeah, I would say an excellent chance to clinch the series. Yeah.
I think we have covered a lot of ground. We discussed on this incredible match, and we discussed on what we are going to have going ahead. So, yeah, that's all for the episode, guys. Please do leave your review on Apple Podcast if you are listening to this on Apple Podcast, and follow us on Spotify and Google Podcast to get notified when we release a new episode. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more such interesting episodes. Bye bye.